In the first 15 days of this year, medics here in Indianapolis have been called to more than 130 cold-related emergencies. In fact, just yesterday, Indianapolis EMS took 15 calls because of these terrible temperatures. Wind chills? Better tonight, if you can call it that. They are still hovering in the single digits. And now we're adding a little bit of snow back into our list of weather concerns. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 11 o'clock. A lot to talk to about with the weather. Angela's here to walk us through it all.
Yes, let's start with those single-digit wind chills. You mentioned it. It's better, but still plenty cold. It will continue to get a little better over the next couple of days. Still feeling like the single digits for most of us. 6 in Indianapolis is the latest wind chill. 4 in Kokomo, feeling like 5 in Lafayette. Air temperatures running in the teens and 20s. And if you were with us earlier this evening, these temperatures really haven't dropped too much. We can thank a strong southwesterly wind and some cloud cover for that, and that will be the case out the door early on Thursday. Temperatures between 20 and 25, so not nearly as cold as this morning. In fact, we're going to be 20 to 25 degrees warmer tomorrow morning and about 15 degrees warmer tomorrow afternoon. Highs in the low 30s. More on that snow chance in a few minutes.
All right, Angela, see you in a bit. Now to some breaking news on the south side of Indy. In the last 20 minutes, we've now confirmed one person is dead after a house fire. Our Logan Gay just got to the scene, which is near State Avenue and Raymond Street. Logan, what are you seeing there?
Well, Scott, the fire is extinguished and now the investigation is beginning. In fact, the fire investigator just pulled up just moments ago. And right now their focus is on that house behind me, the one that's all lit up. Investigators are going through the building, that home, taking pictures, trying to figure out how this fire started. From what we know, when we pulled up on scene, a member of the first responder, a fireman, he told us that there was one person inside the house when they arrived. It was fully engulfed in flames. Neighbors told them that there was someone in there, so they went in, they found that person, brought that person out, and unfortunately, it was too late for that person. They were found deceased. They were deceased on the scene. They do believe that the victim, is a woman, but again, they are still investigating what happened and what started this fire. Once we get more information about how this fire started and more information about the victim, we will get that to you as soon as possible. Scott?
All right, stay warm out there, Logan. Thanks so much. We're going to be following this story for you overnight. You can see every breaking development on Sunrise beginning at 4 a.m. You know, we've seen temperatures plummeting, and you just saw firefighters out there working in the cold weather. IEMS says cold-related emergencies have actually skyrocketed this year. Our Chase Howell talked to the emergency group today. So, Chase, why are they seeing more calls this year compared to 2024?
According to IEMS, it's because the unhoused population has grown so large here in Indianapolis. But the advice medics are giving is for anyone who has to brave these bitter cold temperatures. People walking down Mass Avenue were bundled up, and so were some of their dogs as temperatures hovered in the teens.
If you're younger or if you're older and you don't need to be outside, don't go.
Tom Arkins works for IEMS. He says this time last year, they received 71 calls for cold-related emergencies. As for this year, there's already been 134 calls.
We've seen anywhere from like less than 2 a day. That's normal. Then we look at our metrics. 7 is where we say, all right, that's really, really high. Yesterday we were at 15. Today we're already at 6. And as we move into the weekend, I suspect that number is going to go higher.
Arkins says a lot of the emergencies medics are responding to have to do with hypothermia and frostbite. For those who don't know how either of those feel or look like, Arkins says to look for these key signs.
If you're out in the cold and you notice that your hands are starting to tingle, that means your body's cold and saying, all right, that's your kind of your first warning. And then keep an eye on it. And if your fingers start to turn red, that means your body is starting to say, all right, I'm taking the blood away from there, because the next steps after that, it's going to start to turn white because there's no more blood going down there, or it can even turn black. That's when we start to notice that it's dying.
To avoid any cold-related injuries, Arkins says to make sure all your extremities are covered and that you bundle up. But if you feel that you may be at the beginning stages of hypothermia or frostbite, Arkins says to find a warm place to go and slowly heat up the area affected. According to Arkins, your ears and your nose are the first places that get really cold. And he also taught me how to check the blood flow to your fingertips. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to press down on your nail bed. Now, if you see that blood come back really fast, that means you're getting good blood flow to the area. But if it stays that whitish color for more than just a few seconds, that means your body is using that blood to heat other parts in your body like your vital organs. But a way to avoid all that is by wearing your gloves, putting on a hat, and bundling up. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
Indianapolis firefighters taking advantage of this cold weather to train out on the ice. Crews from several fire stations worked on surface ice rescues. They're urging Hoosiers to remember here in Indiana, no ice is safe ice. Firefighters tell us that because of the changing temperatures and other factors, going out on the ice is really dangerous. So if you see someone or an animal in need of help, call 911. You could throw a rope or a life jacket, even use a long pole to get to them, but do not go out on the ice yourself. And make sure you've got our WTHR weather app on your phone tonight. That way you're going to be up to date with more snow on the way, and those colder temperatures in the extended forecast helps you prepare for dangerous winter weather with access to current conditions, our hour-by-hour forecast, and of course the weather blog. It's a free download. You can get it tonight before you go to bed. It's in the App Store. Governor Mike Braun tonight is issuing his first executive order since he was sworn into office on Monday. One eliminates diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in state government. That order says executive branch state agencies should not use state funds or resources to support DEI programs if they grant preferential treatment based on a person's race or ethnicity. Governor Braun is eliminating the Chief Equity, Inclusion, and Opportunity Office, which was created by former Governor Eric Holcomb. Governor Braun said today he wants to replace DEI with MEI, which stands for Merit, Excellence, and Innovation.
In my campaign, I've had such a breadth of support from the entire spectrum of Hoosiers that embrace that idea of freedom and opportunity.
Governor Braun went also on to say that he's going to be directing state agencies to examine their policies, making sure they align with a 2023 Supreme Court ruling that decided that race-conscious college admission policies were unconstitutional. Now, we got a statement from the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus tonight about eliminating DEI. Chair Earl Harris says Governor Braun is attacking measures in place that make sure state agencies reflect our communities. He goes on to say, let's be clear, DEI practices are not about giving any group of people a handout. It's about helping people who have been historically overlooked a hand up. Tonight, there is a $25,000 reward in place as police continue to search for that former Madison County councilman who is accused of sex crimes. But this reward is not from police. It's from a woman who wants this man found. 56-year-old Stephen Sumner has been on the run since last year. He didn't show up for a court hearing. Sumner is facing 18 charges tonight, including rape and sexual misconduct with a child. Catherine Callahan put up that money for the reward, hoping it helps investigators.
I want him brought home. I want him tried in front of the people. And I want people to understand elected officials are not, they're not untouchable.
Callahan went on to tell us she does not have a connection to this case. She just wants justice. Police tell us a cash incentive can generate lots of interest in an investigation and lead to lots of tips. So if you have any information that can help, please reach out to the Marshals Service. We've got their contact information posted on WTHR.com. Tonight, we're working to learn why this truck crashed into a home on the south side of Indianapolis. This happened around 9 o'clock. Want you to show you the scene on Forest Park Drive. This isn't far from Southport and Bluff. We don't have any word on possible injuries. We'll pass along any updates just as soon as we get them.